Shalom. Call hello Allah Yahweh Ba'ashima Rashad, which means all praises to Yahweh, which is the true name of the Heavenly Father, who you people in the world can call God, Bahashim, and the name of Yahweh Shah, which is the name of the only begotten Son, who you people in the world can call Jesus Christ. Once again, the true name of the Heavenly Father's only begotten Son is Yahweh Ba'ashima Rashad. Shalom also to you, Akim, you brothers that's pushing and spreading this word throughout the four corners of the earth, who's also uplifting the name Yahweh Ba'ashima Rashad. Shalom to you, Akim, once again. Shalom also to the Israelite foreigners, the speckled bird, man, woman, and child whose bloodline traces back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, our forefathers. Though you may look like the heathen nations you're scattered amongst, which the heathen nations, as you see on the chart, the nations starting from 2 on down. Those are the heathen nations. Also, if your bloodline, your lineage goes back to these people, as you see on this chart, through the man, and if your spirit bear witness with his word, this truth, you can receive it to the speckled bird, man, woman, the child. This does apply to you. You are Israelites, though you do look like the heathen. You're scattered amongst due to the scattering of these people in this chart. So you will once again have Israelites come looking like the other nations, but they're indeed Israelites because they're under the curses of Deuteronomy 28:15 to 68 verse. The spirit bear witness with this word that they're the sons and daughters of Yahweh Shema Shah. Most importantly, their line, their lineage goes back to these people through the man, no matter what they come looking like. If their father's an Israelite, that makes them an Israelite as well. Also to the few Aqua, few Israelite sisters that do listen, learn, believe, have respect towards your husbands. Shalom. To the elect of Israel, shalom. To you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you combine, consist, and make up the 12 tribes of Israel. You are the Hebrew Israelites, the chosen people of the Most High Yahweh and his only begotten Son, who the world only calls Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shah. Alright? And what I'm about to play is, this is not what they're telling you. And you're going to find out why they were stationing all these troops, okay, in D.C. and even throughout, the country, the nation. Alright? State capitals. So we're going to play this. This is the brother, alright? Which I actually fast forward on accident. This is the brother from London. Alright? So we're going to play it. What he collected. Alright? Play it.
Enforcements that they're bringing together, it ain't matching up with what they're saying is for. So let's check it out. So U.S. News and World Report says the Defense Department officials are scrambling to call governors and asking whether they have any more National Guard troops they can send to Washington. A defense official familiar with the discussions says law enforcement leaders, they've determined they'll need about 25,000 National Guard troops, and they say that number could still grow. Okay, that's old news. It's already gone to 30,000. Defense and military leaders have said they understand that states are facing their own protests. This was in the run-up to Wednesday's inauguration of President-elect Joe Biden. Defense and law enforcement authorities have been revising the numbers as they go through rehearsals and other drills to determine how many and where they need the Guard reinforcements to help lock down Washington. So half of that story is BS, right? Because you don't need 30,000 troops to deal with
And it's really, it went up. They had approximately, at the most, 65,000 troops in D.C. by itself. You see? So he gonna say it. So
couple of knucklehead protesters who show up. I mean, who's going to show up? The whole city's barricaded. It's 7-foot high fences with razor wire. It's concrete barricades lining the streets. Soldiers everywhere. Who the heck's going to show up where they need an air squadron and 50 plus striker vehicles? I mean, this is the official narrative is nonsense. So think about this buildup. I got this off a blog spot. On Tuesday, January 4th, it was National Guard will have 300 troops in D.C., but they will be unarmed and only for traffic control. By Wednesday evening of January 6th, it was 6,200 troops armed only with riot control gear. Thursday, that evolved into a fence around the Capitol, and the deployment will be for at least a month. On Friday, it was the troops...
You hear that? The deployment will be for at least a month. Alright? And they're still here. Okay? They ain't gone nowhere, but keep going.
Might be armed. Then on Saturday, it became National Guard troops deploying to D.C. will come with lethal weapons. By Monday the 11th, the troop count was up to 15,000. Tuesday the 12th, they added the Stryker Brigade with M2 heavy machine guns. And then they added the concertina wire and concrete barricades. And then by yesterday, the troop strength was increased to up to 26,000. And this post says the force is larger than an infantry division reinforced with a Stryker Brigade. On top of this, we know that troops have been mobilized in nearly every nation. There are 442,000 total members of the National Guard. In just 10 days, nearly 1 in 10 have been activated. This is in addition to the 10,000 or so police from across the country who are in D.C., and the troop numbers are increasing by the hour. Now, as all of that is going on, I was getting reports today that Patriot missile batteries are being positioned in Tennessee and North Georgia mountains. Patriot missile batteries are the batteries that fire ground-to-air missiles to knock.
So you telling me you gonna need missiles over some Trump supporters? Nah, man. All right, we gonna show you why. All right, what they've been hiding, okay, and why they was doing what they was doing the past week or so, the days. All right, another video is this right here. Okay, this was in the coast of California. All right, 2 days ago. If you see this video, and nothing was said about this.
This is absolutely unreal. So many ships out there. Look at. I'm just going to try to give you a view here. This is unreal to me. Look at all the way down the California coast. I'm by Long Beach, but I have a feeling these ships go all the way up through LA. This is unreal.
So what you had was basically ships. All right, basically enemy ships, according to America, out in the coast. But you didn't see, all right, this on the news. You see, they hid that. All right, all they did was put Biden and Kamala Harris. They won, and they're gonna be inaugurated. The speech, all this madness, man. Check this one out. All right. So you hear that? There are Chinese troops in Mexico, which is down at the border. All right, and which another thing in Mexico, you have the Israelites, the Northern Kingdom. They're trying, a bunch of Hondurans, as they call them in Guatemalans, are trying to come in the border. So you got that crisis, and now you got Chinese troops stationed in Mexico, and which is always south, depending on where you at in this country, and in Canada, man. And Russian fleets in the Mediterranean Sea, he said. Okay? You hear that? An invasion. Okay? And it's perfect, man. We're going to start off with this. Revelations 9 and 11. Or 12. It says one woe. This is Revelations 9:12. It says one woe is actually, you know what? Let's get Jeremiah 50. Alright? That's what they not telling you. That's why they had so many. That's why they went overboard with how they did them national troops. And you heard them say they have missile defense systems set up. Okay? That's why they were doing it. Because they were setting up in case of basically China and Russia and all the other enemies, which we gonna get into that, all right, invading. That's what they were trying to stop. Okay? But they don't want to tell you people that because they don't want you to see how bad, all right, America has got it right now. You see, they want you to remain dumb and docile. Okay? But anyway, let's get this real quick. I'll just type it in. This is Jeremiah 50 and 22. It says, a sound of battles in the land and of great destruction. All right? And that's what happened. So we get Revelations 9 and 12. It says, one woe. Let me go up. It says, one woe is past, which that what? It represents World War One. That came and gone. Okay? And behold, there come two woes more hereafter. So Revelations 11 and 14. The second woe was past, World War II. That came and gone. All right, America came out. I say the victorious on that one. And behold, the third woe coming quickly. The third woe was what? World War III. All right, and this is coming quickly, man. This could possibly be the year with something the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah had something pop off, man. Just off that alone, what you just saw in those videos, man. Okay, but World War III is coming, man. All right, this to people is it can't happen. If it does happen, it's gonna be a long time. No, it's getting ready to happen. Okay, because it's prophecy that it will happen. But real quick, dealing with Russia. Okay, because if Russia, they play a major role. Okay, and this world war, man. This is Ezekiel 38 and 1. It says, "In the word of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, which is Russia, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against them," because they're heathens too. All right? But it says to prophesy against them. All right? Because they're our enemies too, but the Lord's going to use them. He's going to go into it. And say, "Thus said the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and will bring. And once you fishing, right? When that fish is caught up in that hook, you see, can that fish really get out? Of course it's not. That's how the Lord is doing with the nations, man. Once again, Proverbs 21 and 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, which if you go in the word heart, it goes into love, and it says the inner mind, the understanding. All right, it's in the hands of the Lord. He turns it whithersoever he was, the rivers of water. All right, he is controlling them. All right, that's what he's doing with the Russians. And I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords, fighter jets, all right, different type of assault rifles, different type of robots, tanks, okay, whatever you can name, all types of war, weapons, okay. Now it's gonna go into the allies that's tied to Russia, right? Persia, which that's who? That's Iran. That's what they used to call themselves, Persia. Look it up. All right. Ethiopia, them Cushites, them Hamites, and Libya. You had Russia. They did even China. They did a pact, with the continents of Africa, man. Them different countries within Africa. All right. So that was prophecy too. With them, all of them was shield and helmet, and Gomer, which is Turkey, and all his bands, the house of Togama of the North Quarters, and all his bands and many people with thee, which I believe Turkey is also a part of NATO. Okay. It says, "Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them." All right. And who is it speaking to? It's speaking about Russia, man. Okay. Russia is going to be a guard over who? It's going to be a guard over all those nations I named and all the allies of these nations. Okay? So when Russia moves in, especially China, okay, because China, they've been making moves, man. Economic moves, military moves. Okay? That's why you've been hearing about China this, China that, which China's not going to be, which are the Moabites, by the way. They're not going to be, okay, the next rulers. We are, but the Lord's going to use them, okay, for this third world war to fulfill prophecy. All right? But Russia's going to be a guard over all these nations I just named. And after many days thou shalt be visited, in the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people, against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste, but it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. Because Russia, all right, is the head, man. He gonna lead the charge, so to say. All right, so we gonna let this guy finish what he's gonna do. And I got one more clip, and we're gonna end it off. All right. we go. Call her Lord like Yahweh by Shema Shah. Alright? The Lord about to he gonna put the spirit on these nations to jump on this bitch, man. Alright? Cause you Esau, you Edomites, alright, you Americans, you've been proud, man. You don't ever believe, alright, a foreign entity, okay, like Russia or China, or a Red Dawn event. If you've never seen that movie Red Dawn, you don't ever believe that's gonna happen because it's America. Okay, we're gonna see. Okay? Let's see if Biden could get himself out of this situation. Alright? Let's see if he gonna get you out of this situation. But let me play this, then we gonna finish it off. Elites. Now this is the Israeli, news live. These are Amalek right here, you see. They also, which is also Edom, and they're gonna say something right here in this video. Which they go off on a lot of things because they Amalek, but it is what it is. All right. And then he gave power to the military 2 to 3 months ago already. And all of these, fairy tale that I am hearing. Now, I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen because I don't know if this is going to be true or not. In any case, I am the worst person to ask because I'm extremely skeptical when it comes to government. And I believe that whether it plays out, either way it plays out tomorrow, it was pre-planned for ultimate demise of this nation, because I'm looking at the background of what is happening with Israel and them getting with China and Russia and building up China as superpower, and they're friends with China. The elites are funding China because what? They're done with America. All right? That's why if you see China, like I said earlier, if you look at, Hong Kong, you see it looks like another America. All right? The elites is funding China because they washed their hands with America. They've done what they needed to do with America by making America a world superpower, man. Having all the legislation, all their agenda through legislation passed through America. And now that they fulfilled that, all right, they through with America. This is why you see America economically collapsing. That's why you see everything just going to shit, because the elites is allowing that. It's really Yahweh Bashim Shah is controlling the elites. But let's just listen up. I'm listening to rabbis where they're speaking about how Edom has to be destroyed, and they're... So you hear that? Them gutter rats, which they're Edomites. They're Edomites as well. So they basically saying that they got to be destroyed because they're Edomites as well. They just been posing as if they're the Israelites, which they call themselves Israelis. Okay? Identifying... Which also shows, that they're divided, man. All right? And it's said that the least of the flock, which the least of the flock is Amalek, the so-called, the 1948ers over there in the land of Israel, them Israelis, all right, it's going to draw America out into this third world war, man. So they're going to get destroyed as well. We're going to go into it. As the United States of America. Openly, and specifically American Christians. And especially Christianity. You Edomite Christians that claim to be Christians, okay? And United States and Europe, they are calling it in their synagogue sermons as Edom, and they're saying that Edom has to be destroyed before their Messiah could even come in. Yahweh, you Edomites don't have a Messiah. Your Messiah, all right, is your technology, okay, and your weaponry, your sword. That's your Messiah. The only people that got a Messiah, a true Messiah, all right, is the so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, man. There's one God, man. All right? There's none else beside him, man. Yahweh by Shema Shah, man. But anyway, you heard it, man. This is Ezekiel, pick up where I left off. Ezekiel, 38 and 9 says, thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. All right? Just like they stormed the capital. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou and all thy bands and many people with thee. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh by Shema Shah, shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. And these nations, what do they want? They want to take down America. That's that evil thought that the Lord Yahweh by Shema Shah is putting in their heart, man. All right? The Lord said, let me get that real quick. Because she also mentioned some of the EU nations in there. Revelation 16 and 17 actually, okay, and 15. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore, which is America, sitteth, are peoples and multitudes, nations and tongues. And the 10 horns, which is the EU, all right, which thou sawest upon the beast, all right, and these shall hate the whore, they hate America, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For Yahweh hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, all right, and to agree and get they came on to the beast, until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. So it's the Most High putting that evil thought, all right, in their mind, man. Because the Most High is fed up with this place, okay? They think it's them having those thoughts. It's really Most High putting thoughts in their head, man. But it says, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages, because what do they call America? All right, the great melting pot. You got people from all types of nations over here, man. All different ethnicities, all right? You got people that come in from the border, you know? People that come in from where Canada and you know, all that at, man. All right, this is the land of unwalled villages, all right? I will go to them that are at rest, you people that's at rest. All right, especially your boy Biden. Now he's in office. You people think, all right, it's back to normal. It's business as usual all over again. And that's not the case, man. All right, another surprise is coming for you people. Okay, especially you Edomites. And you 2/3 Jakes, man. All right, because what Biden's doing, he's basically debunking all that DJ Trump, all the alleged executive orders that he put. You know, he's cracking down on what Trump did down at the border. You know, tearing down the wall, if I'm not mistaken, and you know, basically acting like he's for you tribes, man. All right, he's trying to rock you back to sleep. The least is using them to rock you back to sleep. So when they come down with that great wrath, you're gonna be knocked out, man. All right. But it says that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. All right. This is what the Lord's going to do. Okay. This is what the Lord is getting ready to put the mind on China and Russia and all of them, all right, to do, man. Lord willing, this be the thing that starts World War, man. Okay. All right. So let's go to Jeremiah 51. All right. It's Jeremiah 51 and 27. It says, set ye up a standard in the land, blow the trumpet amongst the nations, prepare the nations against her, call together against her the kingdoms of Ararat, Mini, and Ashkenaz, appoint a captain against her, call the horses to come up as the rough caterpillars. Prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes, the Russians, the captains thereof, and all the rulers thereof, because they're going to be with Russia. All right? Iran, the reason Iran hasn't attacked like they want to do is because, for one, Yahweh Shema Shai is holding them back. All right? But two, they know they can't just fight America by themselves. They're going to need another superpower just like America, all right, to assist them in doing so. And this is going to be that perfect opportunity, man. You got China and Russia, all right? Russia, well known, you know, for making weapons. You know, China, well known for manufacturing, you know. So, two superpowers, man. Also, they got a good military, all right? And all the rulers thereof and all the land of his dominion. And the land shall tremble in sorrow. Why? Because it's going to be America's is talking about. For every purpose of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without an inhabitant. The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. And that's what's going to end up happening, man. All right? You see Esau, he's getting all these American troops set up. But it's going to get so bad. All right? They're going to be so overwhelmed, okay, with these other nations. Because that's what happened back in ancient Rome. All right? That's the same exact thing that happened, man. Because this is Rome 2.0. This is the extension. America, EU, and NATO is the extension of Rome all over again. But that's the same thing that happened back in the ancient Rome. All right, the Roman soldiers, they was in all these different, you know, territories and lands. They was spread thin. So when the enemies came in like a flood, All right, they couldn't fight them off. Then on top of that, you had the same thing. You had political, chaos going on. You had people fighting each other against each other inside Rome. The same thing is happening. All right, America's military is all over the damn place. Look it up. Look up American military bases, and you're gonna see how far out America's military is, man. How stretched out it is, man. And that's gonna be a downfall as well. All right. Habakkuk 2 tells you back. He's a proud man because he transgressed by wine. Neither keepeth at home. Now you about to see what happens when you in everybody else's business, when you in everybody else's land and not your own land. All right. But anyway, the mighty men of Babylon for born to fight, they remain in their holds. They might have failed. They become as women. They have burned her dwelling place. Her bars are broken. And a lot of the officers are committing suicide. They quitting, throwing away their badge over these protests that happened throughout 2020. So how much more, all right, when you have foreign nations, all right, come in all at once, they going hide, man. All right, they going book. They not going to stay there and take it. Some of them might, but they're going to be put to death. All right. One post shall run to meet another, and one messenger to meet another, to show the king of Babylon that his city is taking that one in. And the passages are stopped, Salakia, and the reeds that had burned with fire, and the men of war are affrighted. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shemashah of hosts, the God of Israel, the daughter of Babylon is like a threshing floor. It is time to thresh her. Yet a little while, and the time of her harvest, which is what? The end of the world, shall come. And the end of the world is going to come through Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. All right? Because this is his rulership right now. All right, let me go down. Okay? All right. This is 35. Let me see. It says, the violence done to me and to my flesh be upon Babylon. And this actually, it was a scripture. How we was afflicted. He was afflicted too. So hopefully I can find it. If I can't find it, it is what it is. I'll try to find it though. All right. So let me see if I can find it. I forgot how it was worded. Salaki. I think it's Baruch. If I can't find it, I'm just gonna go on anyway. All right, let's go over. I'm not gonna, I can't find it, but it's all good. But it went somewhat like when we were inflicted that Yahweh Shema Shah was inflicted as well. But we gonna go back, pick up where we left off. But it says, the violence done to me and to my flesh be upon Babylon. Shall the inhabitants of Zion say? All right. My blood upon the inhabitants of Chaldea shall Jerusalem say. What are people always about? All right, this was built off slavery. That was built off slavery. A slave master had this. That's what Jake be saying. Therefore, thus said the Lord, how about Shema Shah? Behold, I will plead thy cause and take vengeance for thee, and will dry Persia and make her springs dry. And Babylon, which is America, shall become heaps, a dwelling place for dragons, astonishment, and hissing without inhabitant, man. And that's what's gonna happen, man. All right, the Lord is going to utterly, all right, destroy this place, and he's going to use these other nations, all right, because not only are you going to have to fight, go overseas and fight, over in the Middle East and fight, but you have to fight in your homeland, all right. You going to have a fight domestic and foreign, all right. Then you got to worry about Yahweh Shah, man, the angels, and even the elect that will be raised up and take you down. This is Job 18 and 6 says actually 5. Yeah, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with them. The strength, the steps of his strength, your military, everything you got, your technology shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast them down. For he is cast into a net by his own feet, and walketh upon a snare. The jinn, all right. So with the word jinn, the word jinn is pak, and it says a bird trap, a trap, a snare, all right, of calamities, plot, source, or agent of calamity. And Yahweh by Shema Shah is the ultimate agent of calamity to you Edomites, man. The jinn, this is the trap, shall take him by the heel. And what did it say? Real quick, that's also a breakdown. Real quick, if you go to Genesis 25, going back to the birth of Jacob and Esau, all right, Genesis 20, and I'm gonna just get to the point, right? 25, it says, and the first came out red all over like an hairy garment. They call his name Esau, which is Edom, you so-called white people. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, which is synonymous with what? Pulling you. All right, because the heel is what? Is your foot, the bottom of your foot, right? So you take your hand, all right. What you doing? You pulling that person down. That's what we doing in the spirit to Esau Edom, man. Pulling him out of rulership. On Esau's heel, and his name is called Jacob, the Israelites. And then Isaac was 60 years old when she buried him. All right. So going back, that's the trap that's been set for you, man. The same people you put in captivity, you deemed outcasts. All right. You try to keep us in this oppressed state. Gonna be the same people that take you down, man. It's gonna be through your Yahweh Shema Shah. All right. And it says, and the robber shall prevail against him. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and the trap for him in the way. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet, man. Especially when you got what? Invasion USA, which that's a movie. All right. Chuck Norris was in it, Invasion USA, but that was domestic terrorism. Like I said, it's gonna be domestic, it's gonna be foreign. All right. It's gonna be attacks from all sides, man. Terrorists is gonna make you afraid on every side, man. All right. His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side, man. And that's what it's gonna be. Okay. You're gonna be cast down, man. Okay. And that might that Yahweh by Shema Shah gave you, okay, it's not gonna work. Okay. This Isaiah 47:7 says, and thou says, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. And you're witnessing the latter end of your actions, man. All right. Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures that dwellest carelessly, America, that says in thy heart, I am and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, and one day the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge it had perverted thee. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none's beside me. You try to play the Most High. All right, you was the big bully of the earth. All right, therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thy enchantments and with the multitude of thy sources, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail. Thou art worried in the multitude of thy counsels. Let not the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee, man. And none of those people, Joe Biden, all right, Fauci, okay, your military, everything you coming with, it's not gonna work, okay. And it always goes back to the same thing, okay. Behold, they shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor a fire to sit before it. Behold, thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored. Even thy merchants from thy youth, they shall wander everyone to his quarter, and none shall save thee, man. And it goes back to the same thing, the fire, the missiles, man, the chariots. All right, then eventually, after that 1,000-year period, that's gonna be your ass, man. You gonna be fire, and you gonna be a stubble, and Jacob's gonna be the fire, man. Like it says in Obadiah 1:18, man. All right, none shall save thee, man. There's nothing you can do about it. Okay. Call her Lord, la Yahweh by Shema Shah. Yahweh Ratazah, this was edifying. Papa Kasha, Papa Po, Papa Ha Ayapia, Ha Ayapia. Shalom to you, to the few Akwaf that do listen learn. Shalom. Kawad, Haya, La Yahweh by Shema Shah, and Shalom. Actually, Salakia. I got one more scripture. Then I'm gonna close it out. It just came to mind when I closed it. But this is Isaiah, okay? I'm gonna end it off on this. Isaiah 33:1. It says, woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled. Alright? Because when these other nations, when they was just chilling, was like I say, it don't matter because they going into captivity too. But just speaking in your rulership, when they was just chilling doing their own thing, what did you do? Your military came in. Alright, you started bombing them. You started, using, all types of gimmicks, trying to sow discord, amongst those nations so they could be divided, just so you could come in and, pillage them. All right. Let me read it again. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealeth treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. Right? When you have, the fatness of the earth, after all the riches that you robbed the other nations of, when you cease spoiling, guess what? When you think you all good, like it said, thou that dwellest carelessly in pleasures, all right, that's the moment, boom, all right, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they, who? The other nations, and even the elect, man. Because that's what it all boils down to, Jacob versus Esau, all right? The elites, all right, versus Yahweh Shah and the house of David, man. But it says, they shall deal treacherously with thee. And that's what's about to happen. O Lord Yahweh by Shema Shah, be gracious unto us. We have waited for thee. Be thou their arm every morning, our salvation also in the time of trouble. At the noise of the tumult, the people fled. At the lifting up of thyself, the nations were scattered. And your spoils shall be gathered like the gathering of the caterpillar, as the running to and fro of locusts shall you run upon them, man. Alright? And that's what's going to happen. Alright? So now, call her Lord La Yahweh by Shema Shah. About Shalom to elect, to the few Akwaf that do listen learn. Abba Papo, Abba Papo, Abba Ha Ayapia, Abba Ha Ayapia, Kawad Hayala Yahweh by Shema Shah, and Shalom.